We start the program with some breaking news. The CIA has lost control of the majority of its hacking arsenal, which could fall into the wrong hands around the world. That's according to the latest revelation from WikiLeaks. Well, for more on this, we can now cross live to our correspondent in London, Polly Boyker. Polly, good to see you. Now, what implications might this report have?
Well, they're calling this leak Vault 7, and they're claiming that this is the largest ever leak of secret CIA files. According to WikiLeaks, the CIA has lost control of the majority of its cyber weapons, this arsenal of cyber weapons that it has. Things like malware, viruses, Trojans, and various remote control systems. So all the tricks that spies use in order to survey their targets. And what WikiLeaks is saying is that the CIA arsenal of these tricks has already been leaked and circulated among former government hackers. And WikiLeaks knows this because one of those former US government hackers has passed on parts of this dossier onto WikiLeaks. The files contain so-called weaponized exploits, so methods for spying on anyone, anywhere, through familiar devices, ones like Apple, Google, and Microsoft phones. Even the iPhone that runs the presidential Twitter account could be subject to these vulnerabilities. And also, in conjunction with MI5, it appears in these files that the CIA has created a special type of malware that can infest Samsung smart TVs, which all have covert microphones that can be turned on through this type of malware. And what's interesting here is that after the publication of the Snowden leaks, the Obama administration had obliged the CIA to reveal any so-called vulnerabilities about all these devices, about the tech industry, essentially. According to these documents, they haven't done that. They've hoarded all of these vulnerabilities in order to be able to use them themselves. But because their cyber arsenal, it seems now, isn't secure, and it has turned out to not be secure, this information has already spread to other hackers, and that clearly presents a security risk. WikiLeaks has said that the person that passed this information onto them, their source, wants to initiate a public debate about democratic oversight of cyber weapons, which of course is very reminiscent of the motives behind Edward Snowden's leaks. And WikiLeaks say that their source and the organization itself is concerned that once a cyber weapon is loose, the way that they're claiming this CIA arsenal is now unsecure, it can be spread very quickly. It can be used by bad people for nefarious purposes, cyber mafia, rival states, teenage hackers, you name it. So all this is about cyber proliferation. There are two layers of concern here. One is what the CIA is able to do and whether there is enough democratic oversight and accountability of the CIA's capabilities, but also concerns that those capabilities aren't even secure and anybody could get their hands on them.
OK, Polly, thank you so much for that update. That's RT's Polly Boyker there speaking to us live from London.
Just in, a new and dramatic release from WikiLeaks as it posts thousands of documents it says come from the CIA's Center for Cyber Intelligence. Benjamin Hall live in London with more. Benjamin.
John, will look at another massive WikiLeaks drop of trove of information from inside the government. This time over 8,000 pages, which they say are connected to the CIA's cyber hacking program. Now, if these documents turn out to be accurate, and analysts online suggest they are, this is another very embarrassing leak from inside the government. WikiLeaks were themselves this morning supposed to have a press conference, but said that they were being hacked and so were unable to do that. But they got out the documents earlier than that, and they claim they came from an isolated high-security network at the CIA's Center for Cyber Intelligence in Langley. The trove, they say, has been circulated among former government hackers and contractors. It's claimed that some of the remote hacking programs can turn electronic devices into recording and transmitting stations to spy on their targets, and with the information then being sent back to secret CIA servers. The documents include information on CIA-developed malware intended to target iPhones, Android phones, smart TVs, and other operating systems. One document even appears to show that the CIA was trying to infect self-driving car control systems. Julian Assange continues to live inside the Ecuadorian embassy. He had initially promised to leave the embassy if Chelsea Manning's sentence was commuted, but has since backed down from that promise. And what WikiLeaks is saying is the most dangerous thing here is the proliferation of this information. So if the US has created cyber hacking programs and other countries or other sources get that, it can be used against the US. So WikiLeaks saying they were doing this for the greater good. They wanted everyone to know what the CIA cyber hacking program was about. And we're still going through the trove of information now to see what else is in these 8,000 plus pages. John?
Brave new world.